Hey there! Yesterday I got my hands on the Logi MX Keys Combo Gen 2 as an upgrade from my Logi K850 keyboard and M720 Triathlon mouse. I have used the K850 and the M720 for I think a couple of years now since my wrist injury, which was a result of my lack of consideration for ergonomics at the time. Since then, I got myself a feet raiser, a bunch of other ergonomic stuff, and the K850 and M720. But both have been showing some signs of wear and tear, with the mouse left click just dropping off my long hold clicks as I drag stuff over the desktop. So I decided it was time for an upgrade. The Logi MX Keys Combo Gen 2 is a high performance combo that includes a full size keyboard, a right handed mouse, and a palm rest. It has a Logi Bolt USB receiver which offers, I believe, secure and robust wireless connection even in crowded environments. But since I don't have a hub at home, I use Bluetooth connection for it. And it supports multiple devices and operating systems, which I find very useful and I've been dependent on for my K850 before and M720. So those also supported up to 3 devices, very much like the MX Keys Combo Gen 2. So what I would do is I would have, let's say, button number 1 to connect to my PC. I connect to my second device, which is one of my phones, and the third device, which at one point was my iPad, at another point it was my second phone. And that's so I could easily jump from device to device. So I would generally use it connected to device 1, which is my PC. And then when somebody texts me over my phone, I could easily just tap on device number 2 and it will connect automatically to my phone. I would respond to a text there or a Viber message or WhatsApp message. I'll hit send and then I'll tap back to device number 1 and just go back to my regular typing without having to pick up my phone and type from there. Right? And that I've gotten used to. And so again, I needed a similar device that could connect to multiple devices at the same time. One of the coolest things about the Logi MX Keys Combo Gen 2 for me is the smart keyboard backlighting, which turns on when I approach the keyboard and adjusts to the ambient light as well. The keys are spherically dished and have a perfect stroke mechanism, which is very comfy for me for typing, smooth and precise. And the keyboard also has some nice handy features like the mute button, right, talk to text, and the emoji button, this one, which I've gotten used to before with just Windows and period. And so now instead of tapping on Windows and period for emoji, I can just tap on emojis, which I use a lot, very millennial. And saves me time and makes me more productive. Another awesome thing about the Logi MX Keys Combo Gen 2 is the improved MX Master 3S mouse, which has a quiet click feature that I believe makes 90% less noise than a regular mouse. The mouse also has mag speed wheel, which is a bit similar to my old M720, which allows for super fast and accurate scrolling through long documents. So if I'm using regular scrolling, it just scrolls like that. If I tap on the release here, it could just start scrolling really, really fast. It's not quite visible, I think, but that's actually just scrolling quickly. There you go. Just super useful for me as well. The mouse has a dark field sensor underneath that tracks on any surface, even glass. And the choice for the MX Master 3S mouse for me was a no-brainer because of the additional buttons that I've gotten used to with my M720. So using the Logi Options Plus app, I configured the 2 buttons here for copy and paste. And this invisible button on the thumb here, you don't see it, but there's actually a button there on the thumb rest for screen capture, which I've used a lot in my M720, and so I configured this to be able to do the same. The MX Master does add customizable shortcuts though than the M720, such as gestures. So instead of just having a button here to just tap on it for the screen capture, which I've always used, but I can tap and hold. So tap and swipe up for another shortcut, tap and swap left, swap right, swipe down. Haven't figured out yet what I'd use those for, maybe because I haven't gotten used to that. So I'll figure out what I'll use them for later. The other thing I appreciate is in the M720, the swapper, I don't know if that's the right term, So the button over here to swap from device 1 to device 2 to device 3, similar to the keyboard, used to be a button that was right next. So I had button 1, button 2, both customizable, which for me was Control C, Control V. And then the swapper was right here. So it was right next to it. So more often than not, I would accidentally, I'm trying to do Control C. Instead, I tap on that button, which is now underneath. And what happens is I'd start wondering why my cursor is not moving on my PC. And apparently that's because it swapped to device number 2. So they moved that down here, which I think was a fantastic improvement that I personally needed. The Logi MX Keys Combo Gen 2 is super easy. It is easy to use and comes with a palm rest that was non-negotiable for me. I was looking around and I saw some options to get the device, the keyboard, you can see the ambient light come up, and the mouse to get them individually, which I did not move forward for because the K850 had this really nice palm rest that was part of the keyboard that I was super dependent on. So that was non-negotiable for me. I needed the palm rest. And so the combo worked nicely for me. So I use, it keeps my hands in a relaxed position for all day comfort. The combo also has, it says long battery life. I believe Logi says up to 10 days for the keyboard and up to 70 days for the mouse on a full charge. I also appreciate that both are rechargeable via USB-C, right? Which is great for sustainability coming from the K850 and the M720, which I've bought a few batteries for over the years, so that's great. The Logi MX Keys Combo Gen 2 is a great combo for me because it helps me work faster and more comfortably on my computer. So that's all I have to share for now. I hope you found this useful. Thanks and have a great day ahead. Bye.